Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time on an AstroLux EC01. Now I was sent this by Banggood.com. They wanted me to test and review this light. Comes in this box, and I've got the cool white version, which ranges from 6,000 to 6,500 Kelvin. So let's wait no further. Let's open it up and see what's in. Got the user manual, and it's a pretty nice detailed manual, and it's in English, clearly written. Backside, of course, you've got additional languages. Now my understanding here, according to the specs here, it puts out 3,500 lumens on the highest output. Unfortunately, there's no actual lumens chart as far as their amount of lumens per level, but in any case, it does have ramping, plus you can also use the stepping feature, which is nice. A bag here with a lanyard and 2 O-rings. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the light. There it is. Now notice it's making a little noise in there. That's a little battery adapter. And in there you can run this light on 18650, 20700, or 21700 cells. Now I'll be using a 21700 cell in my tests. Bring it up close to you guys. Does have a little bit of heat sinking here, but as you can see, it's not real deep, especially for this amount of light output. So definitely don't want to run this on turbo for long periods of time. Really like the steel bezel on this. Feels good in the hand. Fits right in there perfectly. I like this pineapple knurling on here. Button does stick out a little bit past the body, not much. Machining and finish on this is excellent. Really nice, semi-gloss, smooth, no sharp edges. Alright, here's the USB Type-C charging port. So that's really nice. Help you get that battery charged quickly. Now if you have a dedicated charger, you can also charge your battery with that, of course. But on the go, really convenient. Especially if you're using it and it gets low on you, you kind of just put it to the side for an hour and a half or so. Get that battery topped off a little bit, and you can use it for quite a bit longer. Especially for the battery that you use a real high milliamp. You should get some really good run times on this. Style and design on this is very nice. Steel bezel looks really sharp, smooth to the body. There's no lip on it, no sticking out. It's just perfect. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the textured reflector. Now this is running the Cree XHP 50.2 LED. It looks sharp. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take this apart, show you the insides. show you the tail spring. Pretty heavy duty on that. Well greased on the threads. It's always good. Take this little included adapter out of here for your 18650 cell. And this is nice because you can actually take apart the light from the barrel from the head. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too. Heavy duty spring on there as well. Well greased threads on that end as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put it all back together, and I'll go ahead and grab my battery here. And the battery I'm going to be using here is an LG. This is a 5000 milliamp OEM cell. This is a 25 amp cell. It's going to give plenty of power. This is an unprotected cell. Recommend using OEM whenever possible. Yeah, some lights, fortunately, you may have to use a rewrapped cell. You're going to pay quite a bit more for them, but at least they will give you the battery power that you need. There are a lot of good companies that I promote their batteries as well, but underneath that wrapper is an OEM cell. So you're just paying for that additional fee, should I say, to rewrap the cell. If you were to take the wrapper off some of those, you'll actually see the OEM cell wrapper still on it. So just to show you this, it's going to be giving us some good power on this light. Can't wait to get it started. Put it in here. And now we're going to go over the basics of this light to get you started right away. We got power. It is alive. Okay. Side switch. That's nice to have. So if you're in an emergency situation, you know a storm's coming in, set that down. You're going to be able to locate that flashlight in an emergency very quickly in the dark. So that's another reason why to have that. Looks really good too. Okay, so now let's go over the UI. The UI is pretty simple on this. All there is there's the ramping and there's stepping through the UI. So we're going to go over the ramping, which is by default. I'm going to turn that on. You can press and hold that button, and it is pretty fast going through those light levels all the way down to the lowest light output, and that's probably about a lumen, maybe a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and ramp that up now back up to the highest output. We're going to show you the beam profile here. You can see here it's got a centralized hotspot. It's got a little bit of bleeding here, not much. Nice spill. Kind of not a super sharp cutoff, but that's because of the reflector. It's going to kind of blend everything together. It looks really good. And then whenever you want turbo on any level, you just double click. Gives you 3500 lumens of light. It's a lot of light. Now you can press and hold to go back to the last light output before turbo, which is high, and now we can step it back up or step it back down to the lowest light output, and that's the ramping feature on that. So now we're going to do the stepping, so we're going to change it while it's still on. Now in order to get to the stepping mode, you're going to click the side switch 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now it goes up a little bit brighter in output, but now you simply press and hold to go through those light outputs. Now it does it pretty quickly, so if you go down and you want to stay on this light output, release it at that time. Go back up, and then it goes back down. So if you start here, go up 1, it'll go back down. Now from any light output, you can double click to get turbo, blinding, spur of the moment. That's on any level. But when it gets to the highest output on high before turbo, it'll stop. So it kind of depends on you. You got to be quick to turn it back down, stop it on the one level that you want. Takes a little practice, but you'll get it. And of course it goes right back up and goes back down. Turn that off with one click. Now we're going to go over these special modes. Okay, now that we got the light off, we're going to go ahead and click the side switch 3 times to get into battery check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.1, 4, 4.1. So 4.1 volts on your battery, and that's without even turning the light on. And it'll keep doing this until you push the button, and that'll stop that. Now to lock out the light digitally, you're going to go ahead and click the side switch 4 times from off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it lets you know the light is in lockout mode. And when you go to push it, it'll only blink. Unable to turn that on. Side beacon will still be active, but turn off after you click the light. So no worries about that constant drain on your battery as well. So if you don't want the side light on, go ahead and lock out your light. To unlock it, 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us the blink there. See the lights back on, letting us know. Turn that back on. It's on the lowest light output. Now to manually lock out your light, of course you can always turn that barrel until it breaks connection. And there you go. So it's really simple. You can use it on the barrel, or you can actually use it on the tail. So that's easy. You don't want this thing coming on. It does have memory mode, so if you had it on high, this thing will get still pretty hot, especially for its size. Alright. Okay. So that's basically will get you started with this light. Now if you want to program it more using the manual, you can do that. That's fine. But the problem is I don't use beacon and strobe and all those other features that it does, kind of bells and whistles. I'm not really into that. You can group it if you want to group your modes as well. A lot of little, things that you can do with this light. Really easy to program. I played with it. You can also factory reset it if you mess up or it doesn't work as you want. You can always factory reset it back to the original settings that it came from the factory. So just really, AstroLux is really making a quality light, and this really shows that they are continuously making a light. I haven't run across a light that I was not impressed with from AstroLux. So let's wait no further. Let's take this outside, see how it does in the wilderness. We are out here in the darkness with the AstroLux EC01. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how it does. Turn it on. It is on faint. It's the lowest light output here. And you can easily see about 10 feet. You can see on the feet. And that's 12 feet actually, if I remember correctly. Well, that's pretty good. Let's raise it up a little bit to the water spout, see how it does. There it is there. 35 feet to that spot where I'm standing from. 65 feet to this tree here. 65 feet is actually lit up pretty good here. Now the beam is more on the floody side. There it is on the fence. Large hot spot. Alright, we're going to go up a little bit higher. A little bit higher there. And it is making the tree of life 138 feet from where I'm standing. There it is. There. Alright. Well, let's ramp it up here a little more. A little more. See the tree come alive there. The whole tree of life. Look at the spill. way out there to the sides. And it is making it across the park there, as you can see. That's impressive. Tree line, fence line. Look at that. Impressive beam performance. Again, not quite, well, it is making that tree 238 feet faint with my eyes, that is. Making it to the school. Alright, we're going to raise it up to the highest point before turbo. And there's the highest of the highs before we double click. Look at that. Holding it up a little higher above my head. See there? Before and after across that park. Playground there. Two of them over there, actually. Do a beam profile here. Really cold out here too. Yeah, this very impressive performance, especially for this size of light. Incredible. Before and after here. Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and do turbo. There's turbo. Look at that come alive. Nice jump. Look at how bright that is. Incredible. Oh, it's 238 feet being lit up now. Look at that, across the park. Incredible. Look at that. How huge spill area is. Hot spots right here. Incredible. Now the run times were pretty good. I had another battery, and run times were pretty good out here in the cold, but you will see it step down slowly for safety. Incredible. Alright, we're going to end here on the Tree of Life. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Amazing performance. Really nice floody beam on there. Kind of a little bit of a combination, but definitely to me leans more towards the floody side on that performance. Beam is nice and wide, especially for this size. I was kind of expecting the beam to be really floody because of the LED that's being used, but the performance on this was actually very impressive, especially that you can use the additional batteries and sizes, that is. And now running this light on turbo, of course, on any high powered light is not recommended. Running it on high will still give you that pretty good run time, but unfortunately it will too cycle down, not only because of its size, but it'll cycle down to medium. So that to me is still a lot of light, especially for its size. Definitely great for EDC, you know, holding it like that if you want, using that finger there to turn it on. Still pretty much kind of a tactical feel to it. Tactical is a little bit better with the tail switch on the end. I'm just saying in reference and holding it. So it's small enough in my opinion, for everyday carry. So I'm not seeing any issues with this light, and again, I'm very impressed with it. They did a really good job with this. Really liking the option to ramp and also step. Kind of depends on how the stepping is. And also the ramp and stepping feature on this light is actually very nice. Well balanced on the stepping, little increments of light outputs, increases, and some of them I've done in the past, it kind of jumped up sporadically, some very little difference between them, but this one here perfectly balanced to the stepping. Of course, the ramping is nice. It's relatively quick. It's not too fast, but it's not too slow either, so they kind of got a good balance as far as the UI is concerned. Now, of course, you know, the Cree XHP 50.2 LED is a world famous LED. Now, I want to thank Banggood.com for sending me this flashlight to review. Now, if this is something you're interested in getting, this AstroLux, go ahead and look down in the description area. There'll be a link to my store, and that in there will also be a coupon at the very top of the page. You can click on that, or you can look up here on the screen, and that's going to save you some money should you be interested in getting this AstroLux. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these AstroLux to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.